Hi friends, thank you so much for going on this 30-day video devotional towards better relationships. Listen, I'm convinced that 2014 is the year to do relationships better. And I've got some of my dear friends around me, tremendous people, but also tremendous leaders in all of their respective spheres of influence. And we have been discussing my brand new book, The People Factor. On today, we're talking about chapter 3, one of my favorite chapters. I call it being like-minded about what really matters, or simply put, the law of agreement. Now, Elder Steph, I know that you're ready to jump into this. So what are your thoughts about that?
I am ready, Pass. Thank you so much for asking me to jump right in on this. I learned in this chapter that it is okay to love people and not like who they are and what they stand for, because there are many people that you think about and that I thought about is that we don't have the same things in mind. We don't have the same goals. We don't live the same lifestyle. And so there are things that we're just not on the same page with. And it's okay. I learned this chapter let me know that it's okay, that there are many people out there. But those things that you mentioned that you have to be in agreement on, there are certain things that you have to be in agreement on for your relationship to last. And you know, I used to do weddings, and I thought back to that, how so many people get married, but they're really not like-minded. Wow. And I would always say, and I'm not a marriage counselor, but what I would always say is, you can love them, but make sure you like the person that you're marrying. And this reminded me of that because if you don't like who they are and what they stand for, and their integrity is not there and where you think it should be, it's going to start out definitely on the wrong track. Yeah. And this was huge. This is a huge chapter for marriage relationships, for spouses to take a close look at.
Yeah, I think that really goes into the mediocrity that we tend to settle for at times in relationships. And as much as I've loved this book, I can't say that I fully digested it all yet, because it's going to take a while. This level of work, it's real work. And I know that when we've talked about it, your perspective on it is a little bit different because you're the author. Right. You know, while it was healing for you, from what I understand, it's healing for others too, but you never know how deep certain things are for certain people. And in this chapter, when you start dealing with settling for mediocrity in relationships, for me, it's a process. It's an ongoing, okay, wait, I can like him. Right. Okay, wait, I can love him but not like him? Wait, which one is it? Do I like you or do I love you? Okay, I don't like that about you. Okay, that doesn't line up with my core. That's it. But I still care about you. So does that mean it's time for me to step back and love you or like you from a distance and not be in the type of relationship we're in right now? You know, that's what this chapter represents for me. Some real work on analyzing whether or not I'm willing to settle for some things. And God doesn't want me to settle. He wants me to have his best and the best. And you know, maybe that person is settling in some terms with me as well. And that's something I've had to look at because of this book. Wait, maybe I'm not the best individual to be a friend to you. You know, so it's a lot to digest. It is. It's a lot.
Tasha, you strike a chord with mediocrity. I don't want to be in a position of mediocrity. I want excellence. And Pastor Van, when you bring up excellence, the section in chapter 3 about excellence, it's life-changing for me. Where do I want to be to serve the Lord my very best, spiritually, intellectually, physically? How can I be excellent? I need people around me that are excellent. Stephanie, I want you to be in my life. Sly, I want you to be in my life. You are excellent. You inspire me. Tasha, we've been in Bible study together. Things that you say resonate in my head because you're a person of excellence. I want to strive to be the best I can be. The Lord's helping me to do that. And I remember Pastor Van as a new believer. It was like 9/11. My life blew up. Wow. Who is left there with me to take me to the next step? I was surrounded by fellow unbelievers. Wow. So I'm a new believer and need to find people to mentor and love me and take me to the next level, and not to settle, not to go, well, I'm going to be mediocre because that's good enough. It's okay. No, I want to be the best I can possibly be to serve my Lord.
Roxanne, you already know I'm with you 100%. You and I shared many conversations, and, you know, it's so valuable what you shared. I think that we realize that all of us, that the relationships that we have and being around people that are not going to put us where God has placed us to be and where He wants us to be, and settling for that, it's easy to settle. You know, that's easy to settle for sometimes in our life where we know we're called to do bigger things, we know we're called to do better things, but yet we can surround ourselves around people who are really going to tear us down. Yeah. And that's so easy to do, especially in relationships, because the hardest thing, and we get into this later on in the book, but it's about being accepted and people accepting you. And that's not always the best thing, even when the fact that you're dealing with people accepting you, but yet you have to be mindful of the people that you're surrounding yourself with, and are they with you and around you for the right purposes and reasons? And that's so key. And it's just amazing that, you know, we shared so many things, like I said, and it's just amazing to just really go back and look at this stuff in this book. And like I said, you take that self-evaluation and you're like, man, it's like, I got to clean the whole shelf off. It just really just blessed me, but just unbelievably powerful.
Well, listen, we've had some tremendous discussion about chapter 3, and I think for those of you that are watching us, one of the most important things that I want to challenge you to do, first of all, is if you hadn't gotten the book, you got to get it. But then, as it relates to being like-minded about the things that matter, here's a question. Have you settled what your non-negotiables are in life? If you haven't settled what those non-negotiables are and really who you are at your core, you will never be able to have an effective, healthy relationship, because those are the things that guide you. And you've got to settle those things so that the people that you're in relationship with can add value and walk with you in light of those things and not subtract from you and hinder your life because they don't agree with those core issues. So listen, thanks for joining us today. We look forward to seeing you on tomorrow. Make sure you pick up a copy of The People Factor. Tell your friends about it, tweet about it, Facebook about it, because there's something significant happening in this book, and I know it's going to bless your 2014.